the single leader of world records. Even an elite-level Amazon cannot match the power of an assassin. Assassin, a legendary warrior who will go down in history. Want to have the strongest character in the game? Then this video is for you.
In the last video, I showed how to quickly develop a character to the highest level. Today we will look at the next development of the character, equipment and distribution of skills. To begin with, we need to get claws with martial arts skills because these skills are the basis of our build. You can buy them from Anya. Having bought such claws from her, we will immediately receive 6 points for martial arts skills. This will greatly increase the damage of our basic skills. You also need to buy gloves from Anya that will have 3 points for martial arts skills. It will be very good if by these 3 points, our gloves will have 20% to attack speed. Having bought the necessary claws and gloves from Anya, we will immediately have 9 points to our basic martial arts skills. This is a very simple and effective way to increase the damage of our character. I want to note, it is highly desirable that the base of our claws that we bought from Anya be fast, greater talons, or runic talons. Next, I recommend making holes in the claws and adding a shale rune to them to make our claws faster.
Afternoon.
This is required for skills that require an increased attack speed from the weapon. These skills include Claws of Thunder and Blades of Ice. What we will use these skills for and why we need them, I will show and explain further. We also need to buy shoes with a Myrmidon base from Anya. I explained why exactly such a shoe base is needed in previous videos. Then you need to craft these shoes so that they have at least some bonuses, and if you are lucky, you will get very good bonuses on these shoes. You can even buy these shoes from Anya and exchange them for runes. Another assassin who crafts perfect shoes will buy them from you. We will not dwell in detail on the basis of this shoe. I explained what shoes are needed for the Dragon Tail Assassin in previous videos. After we bought the necessary equipment from Anya, we should raid the Countess because we really need the chest armor, Hustle. In the previous video, we looked at the benefits of the Hustle chest armor and the required base for it. Also, the Countess drops many useful runes that will come in handy for the necessary equipment. So let's see what equipment we have collected. Equipment should be worn depending on the tactics and required farming locations. As a weapon, we will use the claws that we bought from Anya. This is an easily accessible and effective type of weapon at the beginning of the assassin's development. We will use Bulwark as a helmet to reduce damage in close combat. We will use the Hustle chest armor. This is a very useful armor, even for the highest level of play. We discussed the advantages of this armor in detail in the previous video. Gloves we put on with bonuses to our basic martial arts skills. We use shoes with a Myrmidon base. At the beginning of the development of the character, it is desirable to have an amulet and a ring from the angelic set. The fact is that we need to have a sufficient attack rating, which at the beginning of the assassin's development is always lacking, and our character will sometimes miss. To prevent this from happening, we need an amulet and a ring from the angelic set. It will be very good if we have Ravenfrost as the second ring, and it will not be possible to freeze our assassin. We will use Immortal King's Detail or Craft Belt. As you can see, the equipment is very simple and does not require runes that are difficult to get. This was the main condition when planning the combination of this equipment. Now I want to show you something very important. Recently, I noticed one big drawback that I had not paid attention to before. The fact is that at the initial development of the character, we have a big problem. An opponent who is immune to fire. An opponent with such immunity is very problematic, but I will now show how you can solve this problem without high-level runes and elite equipment. You can now see how our assassin destroys the enemy very easily, and we do not see any problem. To notice the presence of an important problem, we need to go to higher level locations. Now our character is in a high-level location, Chaos Sanctuary. You can see how difficult it is to destroy monsters with immunity to fire, and when your friends will play with you, this problem is more noticeable. At the initial level of development, we do not have Infinity and Flame Rift, but we have skills with which we can destroy monsters with immunity to fire faster. Then let's consider the distribution of skills and which skills will help us in solving problems. To destroy monsters with immunity to fire in the starting and intermediate locations, we will use the Claws of Thunder skill. This skill deals lightning damage to the enemy in an area. A very good option from the group of monsters that surrounded us. You can now observe how Claws of Thunder, in combination with Dragon Tail, very well destroys groups of monsters that happen to be on the path of our assassin. Now you can see for yourself that our method works well. Agree, it looks very effective, harmonious, and beautiful. In Claws of Thunder, we add the maximum number of points. Dragon Tail is our main skill. It will be boosted by Tiger Strike. We add the maximum number of points to these two skills. We looked at how these two skills work in previous videos. For high-level farm locations, we will use the Phoenix Strike skill. Phoenix Strike and Claws of Thunder are dependent on each other, so we add the maximum number of points to these two skills to achieve maximum damage. Phoenix Strike is a very interesting skill. His third charge freezes enemies around. The second charge causes significant damage with lightning that spreads in different directions. And the third charge damages the enemy with fire falling from the sky to the ground. Phoenix Strike is a unique skill that allows you to damage the enemy with various types of elements: cold, lightning, and fire. Now in the video, you see a demonstration of the work of this skill. The first hit freezes the enemy, the second causes him even more damage from lightning, and the third hit finishes the enemy with fire that falls from the sky. Look at this power and beauty. Pay attention. Our assassin copes with high-level locations, successfully destroys monsters, and at the same time remains alive. Our assassin does not have elite equipment and rune words of an elite level, and at the same time our character is able to successfully clear a high-level location while remaining alive. Very good result, strong and super light build. Now we see how our assassin is facing a large and powerful group of demons. You can see that the set of charges is not always successful. This is due to the fact that our character does not have enough attack rating to hit the enemy perfectly, although our hero's attack rating is quite high. Nevertheless, it is not enough to hit the enemy perfectly. We have a melee character, and it takes a certain amount of time to charge up. This requires our character to have increased protection and survivability. The Fade skill will do well with this task. Add 10 points to it. We also need to add 11 points to the weapon block skill, so that the blocking chance is at least 50%. We discussed how weapon block works in the previous video. Creating videos involves a lot of in-game testing and a lot of time spent on video editing. This is not an easy job, but this is all in order to make the videos as useful and interesting as possible for viewers. From today, I open the possibility to support me in my not easy work. This will motivate me to make better videos and make them more often. I will be very grateful for your support, as it directly affects the continued existence of the channel and its quality. The distribution of points is the same as we did in the last video. But this time, you can add most of the perpetuities to dexterity rather than strength. This will increase the value of the attack rating, and our charges will be collected more successfully. Adding points to dexterity is also relevant if we do not use claws instead of weapons. And in this case, the increased value of dexterity will add 75% blocking to our character. As you can see, the distribution of skills and points is very simple. Equipment is also very simple and easily available. Our build lacks elite level gear. The highest rune that I have in our equipment is the rune KO. In such equipment, our build is capable of farming a high-level location, Chaos Sanctuary. This is an amazing result. To achieve this result, titanic and difficult work was done. Bro, I will be grateful for your like. Thank you. I just showed you how to make a proper canonical build based on the Dragon Tail skill. But this is only the beginning of the build, the beginning of its development. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next videos. In the following videos, I will show important things about the further development of the canonical Dragon Tail build, which I named Dark Phoenix. It can be said that Dark Phoenix is the ultimate solution to the Mosaic runeword. When the Mosaic runeword came out, all the people seemed to go crazy. They forgot the canonical builds based on the Dragon Tail skill. Show this video to your friends and acquaintances so that the canon builds based on the Dragon Tail skill are never forgotten. We need to tell people that the Dragon Tail skill is the most powerful skill in the game. I hope for your help and support. Thank you. And now the long-awaited moment will come. We will find out who will win Enigma. To do this, I created a simple program that will help determine the winner. All those wishing to take part in the draw wrote about it in the comments. Well, let's run the program and find out who won the Enigma in the off-season. Message me and I'll give you your winning Enigma. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments about the video, write about it in the comments to this video. If you know any important secrets for building a build based on Dragon Tail, write about it in the comments to this video.